Sutori is a really great digital storytelling and timeline app students can use. And I really believe that the best part of Sutori, I wrote it right here, is that students can collaborate on a project simultaneously, just like a Google Doc. And a lot of these other apps that we go over in this course, a lot of them students cannot collaborate simultaneously, but Sutori you can, which I think is amazing. And you can also share it really, really easily. So to get started, go to Sutori, click sign up or log in. It's free. I'm going to log in with Google. And basically you have three parts of the main menu: stories, groups, and explore. We'll talk about groups and explore later. They're not that important. Explore is basically just looking at other Sutoris that were already made. There's some really, really cool ones. And groups, you really don't even need to use groups. Groups is similar to like a Google Classroom type thing, but it's not even necessary. Stories is really where you want to be at. And on your stories page, it's any story that you already created, or if it's your first time, create story. So basically, when you create a story, it's going to look like this. You can give it a title. We'll say our first social studies story. You can write an introduction. This is just a demo. Anything you write, you can edit, format, I should say, bold, italicize. Let's do bold and underline. And actually, we'll do a bulleted list. And lastly, you can also link anything, highlight it, click a link. So that's our title. We can give the entire project a banner image. Here we go. Basically, in order to do that, just go to any Google search, which is what we did here. Go to an image search, click this, then click view image, and then copy this URL. And that's what you're going to do to insert any images on Sutori. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now, basically, everything is with this plus button. You can insert all of your events with the plus button. First of all, let's give it a heading, part 1. So the heading is just different sections of the timeline or of the story. You can do as many or as little as you want. You don't even have to have a heading. So when you press the plus button, so easy to use. You can insert text, an image, video, audio. Did you know, which is basically like a text, except it's highlighted. Different types of multiple choice questions, kind of like a comment section, a forum, and another heading. So heading is what we just did. Let's put another heading on, just so you know what I'm talking about. Part 2. And anything you put, you highlight it, it can be moved. So let's add an image. Okay, let's search for World War II ends. Go to images. Let's click this one. Click view image and copy the URL. So you're always going to be copying the URLs and then pasting the URL here. You can also upload from your computer, but pasting the URLs I think is better. Just do an image search on Google, paste URL, and you can add a description. World War II ended in 1945. You can also expand an image when you click on it. You can move it like so, or you can expand it if you really wanted to highlight that particular event. Let's do another We'll do some texts. The Korean War happened in the 1950s. So we just want text. And let's say we wanted to move this before the first event. Or you can move it back by clicking right there. Okay. Let's add a video now. Add a video. Again, the best way is just to get a YouTube video. So click Cuba and the Bay of Pigs. Here's the YouTube video. Click the share button, copy the URL, paste it right there, and it plays. Okay, we'll expand that one. Okay, we're going to add something. Let's say another image. We'll do Ronald Reagan. URL right here. But let's say we want this, make sure that we want this after part 2. You can also add audio. In order to add audio, you have to upload it from your computer as an MP3 file, or if you have a link to an MP3 file, that works as well. And there's definitely a whole bunch of different tools on the internet to convert audio files into MP3s. In fact, in the next tutorial, I'll show you how to do that. We're going to delete that. Multiple choice, matching, forum, heading. Did you know? This is an interesting fact. It's just it's basically a highlighted event. And lastly, I'll show you how to do a quiz. Multiple choice. It's just a one question. And then you just choose whichever one was the correct answer. And you could add an explanation. And when the students take it, they don't have the edit button. They just click one. If it's wrong, it says that. If it's right, it gives you the correct explanation. Now, the best part of this is, by the way, you can add the conclusion and sources down here, is sharing it. If a student is working on this and they click the share button, the collaborate button, all they have to do is type in someone else's email address and that person will get a message when they log into Sutori. And if they don't have a Sutori account, they'll get an email. So again, if students want to collaborate on this in real time, which is what my students do all the time, it's such a great tool to use. They have to click the collaborate button, type in their friend's email address, and all their friend has to do is log into Sutori with that email address and they'll get a message, or they could just check their email account. They'll also get an email. Lastly, publishing it, you just press the share button, you copy this link, and it becomes a public project that anyone can view. And you can also share it directly to Google Classroom by pressing that. Okay, so it's a great tool. I hope you enjoy using it. Thank you.